Welcome everybody to a quick video helping you understand not only why the lemonade stand economics is in your content, but also the importance of choosing to do it if you may, or you can see how it will be beneficial for you in the future. So lemonade stand economics is in your content under your 5.02. So you're probably asking, how do I even find this? Well, let's take a moment and go to our content and see where it can be found. So in your content, you will go, obviously you can tell we are on contemporary world issues. You can see my weekly announcements. Well, if you go to your content section, kind of like normally if you're going for your readings and whatnot, you will scroll down to see where we begin in Unit 5. So in Unit 5, we are focusing in on the economics of American democracy. Now, with that being said, kind of the point of the lemonade stand is to understand as we see in 5.02. We are diving in a little bit more in depth, looking into laissez-faire, hands-off economics, capitalism, and ultimately how do these two things correlate with our economic system. So you will click on 5.02. You will see where it will take you to many of your readings, all the different great things within your content, but then it also goes down in its Lemonade War questions. So when you click on this, it is going to take you to a series of questions. I am also going to be adding in the video. In that video, you are going to be watching kind of basically a video ultimately looking into the lemonade economics. So the video is going to look like this. It is about 8 minutes long or so. And in this video, which again, the video will be linked in your content. In this video, you will also be kind of just gaining information ultimately on how does this correlate with economics. So in this video, Jerry is going to be the guy that you see mainly in the video. He is going to be owning a lemonade stand. Addie is going to come into the picture. And he's going to want Addie to close down her stand at the beginning of the video. Why? To join his. And in this very small example, you see how capitalism and laissez-faire with whenever no regulations are brought up, how lemonade stands such as this could be allowed to kind of take over the block or take over the city. However, kind of correlating it into today's time, because of understanding it to this small level, you can see why it is important for government regulations to come in. For example, when you run out of gas, you have the ability to find where is the cheapest gas located at different various of gas stations. Well, if there was no such thing as a Sherman Antitrust Act, which basically said that capitalism is entering into our system, there cannot be monopolies. One person cannot run and own most of the gas stations or all the gas stations, as it was earlier in our history. Because of that, we now have competition, which is a good thing. So in watching this video, you're going to be kind of given the examples, shown in more of a fun, understanding economic view of kind of how our economics work, why government interference is important, and what happens if governments or laissez-faire are hands-off. So hopefully you take a moment to really look into this. A few points to consider is, even though this is a very simple example, hopefully the purpose is to better comprehend the economic theory. Now, while you don't have to do this right now, I will say later on in Unit 5, when you come up with your choice board project, you are going to find that this is actually one of the choices of a project you can do. So if you choose to do it now, make sure you do save it into a Word or a Google Doc document for bringing it back up. And technically, you're already working on your project for Unit 5, and you're hopefully better understanding Unit 5.02 as well. With that being said, the last section of this video, I just want to remind you our lock date is coming up. And if you kind of take advantage of this Lemonade project, you are getting a little bit closer to finishing up that choice board project, which we will see due at the end of Unit 5. But just kind of keep in mind after the lock date, a few things that are coming up and that will be due. I've highlighted the tests that were there, the projects available, and of course the quizzes for every unit. So thank you for taking the time. Hopefully this video gave you a little bit more understanding of what this video is, where to find it, and if you choose to do it, where you can turn it in your choice board project. But if you do not want to do this, I do understand. Hopefully you watch the video at least to understand a little bit more about our economic theory.